Who are you without your story? The self beyond past, identity, and narrative. Good morning, my dear friends. Today I want to ask you a question that may change the way you see yourself forever. Who are you without your story? Every human being carries a story of the past, a story of success or failure, a story of pain, a story of relationships, a story of identity. And slowly, without realizing, we begin to believe, I am my story. But today, let us look deeper, because you are far more than any story. So let us explore gently, who are you without it? Your story is not you. Your story includes many things. Where you were born, what happened to you, what others said about you, what you achieved, what you lost, what you fear, what you desire. But let me ask, before you learned this story, before you knew your name, before you knew your past, were you not already here? You existed before the story began. So the story cannot be your true identity. The story is always changing. Notice something. Your story today is not the same as your story 10 years ago. You have changed. Life has changed. Even your interpretation of the past changes. What you once called a tragedy later becomes a lesson. What you once called failure later becomes growth. So if the story keeps changing, how can it be who you truly are? A changing narrative cannot define an unchanging self. The story lives in the mind. Your story is made of thoughts, memories, images, words, mental recordings. But in this moment, right now, without thinking about the past, where is your story? It is not here. Only the present is here. Only awareness is here. Only being is here. So the story is not reality. The story is a mental habit. The story creates suffering. Most suffering comes from repeating the story. This happened to me. I am not enough. I was hurt. I must prove myself. Life is unfair. The mind keeps turning life into a narrative. But freedom begins when you realize you are not the narrator. You are the one who hears the narration. Who are you without the story? Now comes the deeper question. If you drop your story, even for a moment, who are you? Not as a role, not as a past, not as a personality, but simply as presence, in silence, without labels. You are still here. That pure existence, that silent awareness, that is you. You are not the story. You are the space in which the story appears. Meditation is dropping the story. In meditation, you are not asked to improve the story. You are asked to step out of it, to rest in the gap, in the silence where no narrative is needed. In that silence, you do not need to be someone. You do not need to carry the past. You simply are. And that is peace. A simple practice. Try this today. Sit quietly, take a breath, and ask yourself gently, who am I without my past? Do not answer with words, just feel the openness. Again ask, who am I without my identity? And rest in the silence that remains. That silence is not empty. That silence is your true self. My dear friends, your story may have beauty. Your story may have pain. Your story may have chapters of joy and sorrow. But you are not limited to any chapter. You are not bound to any narrative. You are the awareness in which all stories come and go. The past is a story. The future is a story. But you are here, free, present, whole. So let life unfold, but do not imprison yourself in the narration, because beyond every story, there is peace, and that peace is you. Thank you so much for listening. May you live lightly. May you live freely. May you discover who you are without your story. Disclaimer: this video is for spiritual education and reflection only, not a substitute for medical or psychological care. Thank you for listening. Founder, Holistic Wellness Foundation. Hauflaw. Healing beyond boundaries.